Switchboard is lying. I'm trying to get everything working. Switchboard's not cooperating again as usual. Always some holdout. Looks like we got most everything up and going. Just waiting on my personal page, which refuses to connect. Refuses to connect, it says. Failed to connect. Welcome into the Vital Axiom. We're still trying. Switchboard, as usual, is a failure. It's really not working well for us. Won't start. One of our destinations will not start. That'd be my personal Facebook page. It looks like everything else is probably working. Some people lined up. about to get this show going. Are you guys ready? I've been trying to get Facebook working on my personal page, but it won't go. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into Vital Axiom Network. So we broadcast this program daily at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from the southwest tip of Virginia, United States of America. We call it the Vital Axiom, and everybody on earth wants to know the what? Well, here's what it is. The word vital means crucial. The word axiom means truth. We call it crucial, important, or crucially important truth because we use the Word of God as a foundation for our conversations every single day. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. Eminem. I apologize to everybody who might have been trying to watch on my personal Facebook. As usual, switchboard drops the ball and it will not work. I've tried to restart it a dozen times at least, and it will not roll. It will not broadcast on my personal Facebook page, which is really frustrating. It might be the biggest audience, and I can't do anything about it. It's got my hands tied, and it gives me no notifications or things I can fix. How you doing? And I hate to keep bugging you guys, but isn't it crazy? We pay them money, and then it doesn't work. And we have to find another company. One of the companies we looked at, which is popular, costs a lot more money, is a 90-second delay. So from the time I speak, 90 seconds, and that would be impossible with live conversations. That would just be impossible. And so I apologize to everybody who's trying to watch on my personal Facebook page. I hope you found another location to watch. Oh, look, now it comes up. Wayne Hager is live. Look at that. Now it decides to work. And, well, we got a little bit anyway. Good morning, guys. Welcome into the Vital Axiom. Let's do our morning shout-outs. Here's how that works. If you log into the show, on one of the places I can see Instagram and 3 Facebooks and 1 YouTube. I can't see Twitter or my personal YouTube or LinkedIn. So if you're on those places and leave a comment, thank you, but I won't see it. But for those of you that are here, Eric got in this morning. Hey, Eric, how's it going, buddy? And then over here on the Vital Axiom official Facebook page, Trina and Lisa, Janet, Terry, Becca, Larry, Dodie we call him, Amanda, they're all in there up on Zion Family Ministries. Heather's in there, Peggy's in there. Over on my personal page, which finally decided to work, my mom is in, my sweet wife is in, and so I'm here, so it's working. Yes, she's there, so it is working. Finally! And please pray for Sharon, she's still sick. We thought she was doing better yesterday evening, and then the fever kicked back in. And let me get rid of this hose. And so, but I think maybe today, I'm believing today she's turned a corner. And then over on Instagram, Miss Deborah's there. Good morning, Deborah. How are you doing? We had a good day at church yesterday. At least I did anyway. I don't know if anybody else did. You know, because sometimes you can have a great service when somebody else is not having one. Because their circumstances, their perspective. I can preach about something that I'm not going through, and somebody else could be crying their eyes out thinking, man, this is for me. I want to do this old song from Hillsong. I love this song a lot. It's a really good song. It talks about the cross, and I want you to sing it with me. It says, thank you for the cross. Yeah. Thank you for the cross, Lord. Thank you for the price you paid, bearing all my sin and shame. In love you came and brought, you gave amazing grace. Thank you for this love, Lord. Thank you for those nail-pierced hands. Wash me in your cleansing flow. Now all I know is your forgiveness and embrace. Worthy is the Lamb. cross, Lord. Thank you for the precious price you paid, bearing all my sin and shame. In love you came, and you gave amazing grace. Thank you for this love, Lord. Thank you for the nail-pierced hands. Wash me in your cleansing flow. Now all I know is your forgiveness and embrace. Worthy is the Lamb seated on the throne. Crown you now with many crowns. You reign victorious, high and lifted up. Jesus on the throne. Oh, the darling of heaven, crucified. Worthy is the Lamb, yeah, worthy is the Lamb seated on the throne. Oh, crown you now with many crowns. You reign victorious, high and lifted up. Jesus, Son of God. Oh, the darling of heaven, crucified. The darling of heaven, crucified. Hey, the darling of heaven, crucified. Worthy is the Lamb. Oh, worthy is the Lamb, yeah, yeah, worthy is the Lamb. So come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Christ the Lord, for He alone is worthy. For He alone is worthy. For He alone is worthy. Christ the Lord. Oh, Christ the Lord. Baby in a manger raised to life. Christ the Lord. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, yeah. For He alone is worthy. He alone. He alone is worthy. He alone is worthy of our worship and praise. Good morning, guys. Welcome into the Vital Axiom on Monday. We had pretty good success kicking off. We had trouble with one of our locations, but it finally started broadcasting. Let's see if anybody else got in here that we didn't greet. I see Cassie got in on YouTube. Go over there. Good morning, Cassie. And Eric, if you guys go look, is asking for some prayers for lots of folks in his family. He's asking for prayers for his aunt. Anybody else get in the house today? Rose got in. Amanda got in. Anybody else over here? I don't want to miss him. Miss Dockery got in there. And Miss Rodney got in. Good morning. And let's see. I'm looking over here. Monine got in. Good morning, Monine. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Melody, my cuz. And need this today. Don't we need it? We need to be in his presence. Pastor Ken Brooks is here. Clara's in the house. How are you doing, Clara? Good to see you on there. My baby girl's there. Y'all pray for her. She's been very, very sick. She seems to be doing better. I think that's everybody. I don't think people get in, they come out and go throughout the day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bless you. Hope you're having a great day. Yesterday, and I don't know if I say this enough because it depends on which one of these places you're on. You may or may not know about the other one. But all these messages come from my Sunday morning service sermons. Excuse me. So what I'll do is I'll preach on Sunday at our church, Zion Family Ministries in Wise, and then Wise, Virginia. And then I'll break it down for 5 days over the week if everything seems to work okay, which we seem to have issues with. So you can always go to Zion Family Ministries on YouTube, Zion Family Ministries on Facebook. And if you just want to watch the message in its entirety or see our worship service or learn about our church or anything like that, a little advertisement. But anyway, so I talked yesterday about the God Kit. I talked a little bit, and I won't go into all those details. I talked a little bit about when I was a kid growing up, we get the Sears catalog. You remember that? How many of y'all raise your hand? You got a Sears catalog? I was joking around yesterday about how it smelled. Just opening it up and going through all the pages and finding the toy section. And I was in literal toy heaven. Me and my brother, we drool. I'm sure there was drool spots all over the Sears catalog. And you go through it, and one of the things that I always loved, I loved working tools and toys, and I'm still like that. Still have too many toys. And there was this thing called the erector set where you would get a kit of metal pieces and screws and motors and ropes, strings, wires, hooks, and you would build a working toy, a working model. Cranes and conveyor belts, and they were just like the coolest on the planet. I also remember, you guys remember the Apollo toys, the little moon balls that had the astronauts that rode in them? Okay, I won't go into all that, but I'm reliving my childhood. But anyway, real working models. And so I wanted to build off of that idea, sort of like, today we have Legos. They're sort of that idea. But I want to build this week off of that idea of getting a kit in the mail, right? A kit in the mail and assembling it and putting together. Like, when I was a kid, we got Lincoln Logs. Now, Lincoln Logs gave you some ideas, but you could just build whatever you wanted. And you could just make it like you wanted to look and make the buildings different. And I used to love Lincoln Logs, man. And they had their own smell, too. They were pretty amazing. But let's talk about that idea, taking parts and pieces and making a working toy. Many people, and this is our conversation this week, many people attempt to do the exact same thing with God. We see the Bible theology as sort of a God kit. Like, here are the parts and pieces of God. Let me put together what I want God to look like. Let me customize my approach. Let me customize his response. Let me just get it all according to what I like, my taste, my desires. I'll call it God in a box. Like, I can go to Walmart right now and pick out Legos and all kinds of toys that you assemble and bring them home and do whatever I want to do. All those pieces are there. Here's the belief, and this is where people get in trouble, and we're going to talk about it all week. The belief or the desire or the deception, maybe we call it the deception, that God fits my design. I've been in ministry and Christian family for 64. I'll be 65 in February. Can y'all believe that? And I've been in Christendom, as they would call it, all my life, and I've heard preachers galore, teachers galore, conferences, just so many different ideas. I was there when the first, NIV Bible was released, or the New Living, or the Living Translation, and I was around for all those things. I'm ancient, and I've seen so many come and goes in the church, so many theological shifts and changes, and most of the time they are not correction of incorrect theology, but alteration of current unpopular theology. Like, I know your daddy preached that and his daddy preached it, but I just don't know that I like that. And so then they sort of take the word of God and say, let's change that. Let me find a verse that might sort of back up. I'll just ignore all these other verses and sort of back up what I'm saying, and then we go with that direction. The belief, desire, or deception, here it is, that God fits my design. Let me ask you this question. I asked this yesterday, and this is a very important question in this conversation. Where have you gotten your blueprints for your God? Where have you gotten your blueprints? If I were to ask you today, tell me where your idea, tell me where your beliefs, your theology, tell me where it originates from, or is it just your own feelings? Because a lot of people really don't have any theology. They don't really know the Bible. Not to be insulting, but most Christians rarely read and never study. There's a difference between reading and studying. I love modern tools. ChatGPT, I love all the Bible apps. Man, you can dig deep into the Greek languages, the Hebrew languages. So many incredible things about history and geography and locations, and it makes the Bible come to life. But most people don't do that. I am in the Word of God every day. And that's not a brag. I don't mean it that way at all. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm nothing special, I'm just another person. But most people don't. So where have you gotten your ideas about God? Because you have them. I hear people, let me give you an example. I hear people all the time that combine Christianity and witchcraft together. Christianity and witchcraft. They have Christian ideas, but then they incorporate witchcraft. I'll give you an example. You read your horoscope or you get your palm read. That's a perfect example right there. I'm not talking about painting it the color red. I'm talking about somebody reads the lines in your hands and tells you you're prophetic for your future. Well, that's witchcraft. It's not Christian. But a lot of people that call themselves Christians, they have that in their theology, and it's okay, and it works, and they practice it all the time. Very common. When I grew up, there used to be a horoscope in the newspaper, and you would get the newspaper out and go to Aquarius and see what was coming for you. That's witchcraft. But it's in a lot of people's theology. So let me ask you again, I keep repeating myself, where have you gotten your blueprints for God? And I say it this way, tongue-in-cheek sort of your God, because I'm going to guess your God and my God aren't the same. I told the church yesterday, I said, if we got everybody together in a room and went through subject after subject, we'd find out that many of us really differ on ideas about God in certain areas. And is that okay to do? No, not ultimately. Ultimately, we need to find out who God is according to His Word. Let me ask you a question. Are you serving or trying to serve or believing you're serving a designer God, a customized God? A God that fits everything. You're just like, oh man, I love everything about God. There's nothing that bothers me or is hard to receive or hard to swallow. There's nothing about God think about that just for a minute, because a lot of people, that's the God they serve. But in the Old Testament, the New Testament, we find out that people had lots of issues with God. They didn't like Him. They didn't want His authority. They did things He told them not to do. I mean, I want you to think about that. And if the God you're dealing with, maybe you just got a customized designer God. I'll give you some examples real quick, and we'll close the show today. Something like maybe you keep a God of love in your theology. You keep a God of love, but you remove a God of holiness. You say, okay, I want God to be loving and ooey gooey and squeeze me and all that wonderful stuff, but I don't really want to hear about lifestyle or, things that I do that represent wickedness. I just want a God that loves me no matter what. That's a customization of God. Cover to cover, God's holy, but we get rid of it. How about this one? Maybe you keep a merciful God. Now, you love the mercy aspect, but you silence the justice of God. How could a God be merciful and just at the same time? How's that possible? Well, it is possible. I mean, I watched it on television. I told them yesterday I watched a lot of judges on Instagram and places, and I'll hear them be merciful to people. They'll be very merciful, but then they'll also be filled with justice. And God is as much, can I say this? And I know I'm getting ahead of myself. God is as much mercy as He is justice. But in a lot of people's blueprints, their God is not a God of justice. How about this one? Maybe you'll keep the blessing of God, but you'll remove any commandments of God, and especially commandments that are tied to the blessing. We would call commandments that are tied to blessing, we call that legalism, because that's how we've redesigned God. Well, I'm running out of time, and I got to go get my wifey some soup. She's been really sick. I asked you guys to pray for Sharon. She's been sick. So let me ask you today. Let me think about this. Let me ask you, what is your blueprint for God? What do you believe about God? Is it really biblical? Is it really who He is? The most dangerous thing you can do is make up your own version of God. It's going to get you in trouble, and it may ruin your actual life. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do my fake closing as I always do. Then I'm going to come back and see if I got any comments from anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Vital Axiom. That stands for Crucially Important Eternal Truth, because we use the Word of God as a foundation for our conversation right here every single day on the Vital Axiom. Let me just close this broadcast by giving a big thank you. Gracias, spasibo большое. Thank you for watching the Vital Axiom. Thanks for being a part of these crucially important eternal conversations. And now I'll jump over to my overhead camera here. There it is. Look, you can look down upon me, which you may already be doing, and see if anybody's got any closing comments as we get out of here. I'm just looking. Hey, Miss Boggs, how you doing? Good morning. I see you came in late, but we'll forgive you. You're forgiven. We'll get you a hall pass. You can go on to homeroom late. Miss Dockery said, thank you for teaching. Please pray for Sharon. She said she will pray for Sharon, and she needs it. Hey, Moaning says, check up from the neck up, Pastor. That's good. I like that. Check up from the neck up. Much needed. Come on, it is, isn't it? Hey, Gary. Good morning, Gary Sexton. How are you doing? I see you in there. Anybody else got any comments as we get ready to get out of here? Just watching. Lisa said such a great message. Makes you evaluate yourself. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Lisa. Anybody else? Hey, Sandy, good morning. Good morning to John. Love you guys. Thank you for that good word, she said. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I had lots of comments from people yesterday on this message at church. Made a dent in some people's lives. Debbie said she's praying for Sharon. Thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate that. Mr. Esep said, pray for my Aunt Joyce. She's sick. Well, then I'll do that. You pray for my wife Sharon. She's sick. Anybody else? Or we have any more comments from anyone? I believe that's everybody. I think we're done. Moaning, she says, love you, Sharon. Praying. Thank you so much. School teachers get all the goodies. And I don't mean goodies. Rose says she's praying for you, Sharon. Have a good day. Cody said, keep bringing the word, bro. I'm doing my best. I really am. And sometimes it's a challenge, but I'm here. Come on. Da, 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 da. Say la, Cassie.